Excuses, excuses, excuses. Something we can come up with millions or actually unlimited reasons of. But the problem with making excuses is one of the worst habits to start doing because it can be very detrimental to you. There is numerous successful people who tell other people to stop making excuses immediately because it could be very detrimental to them. So the question is, how can it be detrimental to you? Well, let's find out from Advice Guy.
You and I go separate ways, 'cause lately I don't feel the way that I used to.
The first and foremost is people respect you a lot less than you need to be respected. Why is this the case, you might be asking? Well, let me put it this way. So let's say that you asked your friend for about $20 and you told him you'll pay him back by Saturday, next Saturday at least. But then you say like you don't have it because your boss did this, or you don't have it because excuses, you know? I mean, it's fine doing it one time because it might make sense. But each time you lie and tell him that, oh, you know, well, not lie, I mean, you might not be lying, but every time you tell him that, oh, you can't do it because of this, you can't do it because of this, oh, excuses, this and that, then he starts to respect you a lot less each time because he trusts you less. No one likes a person who makes excuses. They just want what they need, you know? Like, let's say you go to work and your boss always asks you why you're late to go to work, and you give him an excuse saying, oh, traffic was too long, oh, I had some family issues and stuff. They might be true, but they'll always tell you like, oh, you should have came early, you know, this and that. But then he starts to respect you a lot less, and eventually that can easily get you fired if you start making excuses. The more excuses you make, the less your boss or anybody else respects you, even your friend. Okay, let me put it this way. You never learn. If you make an excuse, you never learn. And that might not make sense why, oh, you make an excuse? How the hell would I not learn anything? You know, like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? But let me explain this with like this. Let's say your boss fires you from one of your jobs, and let's say you didn't really like your boss, or your boss didn't really like you. But you did something that you weren't supposed to do over there, like talking to your coworkers or something like that. But really, it was your fault. But you don't want to admit to it. You don't want to own up to it. So you start making excuses like, oh, your boss doesn't like you, this or that. Like, there's multiple excuses you can make about it, but like that's one of the popular ones. And not learning from the mistake you just made will hit you way harder in your 40s or 50s. Another one is because, well, this is a personal story. I personally never really liked school, so I just never took it seriously. So personally, and here's another thing I should add in. I was always acting bad in school and everything. Kind of still do, I'm just gonna be honest with you. But like, I kind of was acting bad in school, so I never wanted to do my work. When I would get bad grades on my test, I would be like, ah, dang. The teacher does not like me, bro. Why does he always like do this to me? This and that, la la la. Like, they never like me. Like, and it's always them targeting me. It's always about me. But really, it's because I just never tried. And the reason I started to just sit down and realize like what the hell I'm doing and start to actually like change up my life a little bit, I realized it wasn't the teachers. It could have been the teachers, but it was really me. I didn't change myself. And when I started changing myself, I saw a really significant increase in my grades. So even little mistakes, just learn from it. Don't make excuses. Don't even try to... I love birds, but like, they're pissing me off right now. So even the little mistakes, like, I'm just saying the little ones. Like, let's say, I don't know, you cut your finger. Like, don't say like, this knife's too sharp. It's its fault, you know? Like, just blame yourself. Just be like, dang, need to be more careful. Like, start small and then go big. Like, I know it's hard to not own up to stuff. I get it. I'm there. I was there. But like, sometimes you just gotta do it. Even if it's the worst time to do it. You'll learn from it. Trust me. Let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you know somebody who has made excuses and made it to be successful. And be honest with me. Just be honest with me. Raise your hand. You know anybody? Like personally? Not like someone you know, like Jeff Bezos or something like that. Like, do you know anybody personally? The reason why is because they know it hurts them. It will kill them if they make an excuse. I mean, sure, they might make a couple excuses, but they don't try to let it overcome in their lives. The day you start making excuses the day you stop making excuses about things, it's the day you actually start learning, and the day you actually have a really good shot at being successful, regardless of what you're doing. Like, I promise you. if you stop saying that, oh, I'm not getting views because the YouTube algorithm doesn't like me, which is not the case at all, you actually be more successful. Promise you. Like, think about it. There's one person who made puppets and became like super popular out of it. Like, I even like him, weirdly enough. Like, I know it's weird, but I do. He's funny. I mean, I could like, but yeah, he's funny though. Another thing is, the things that shouldn't be hard actually get really hard. Listen, I hate to tell you, but making excuses doesn't mean your problem goes away. It just adds on and gives you a reason to hate life. So the more times you make excuses every single consecutive day, well, let's put it this way. Imagine like a straw on a horse. So each straw that you put on a horse's back, it doesn't get heavy at all. It's a light little straw. But as the day goes on, each day you're putting a straw on their back, it starts to get heavier, 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 and eventually the horse's back is gonna break. So why is this relevant? Because when you start making excuses every single day, and like I said, excuses never really bring anything good to you other than just a reason to hate life, you're gonna start hating life more and more and more, and then making more excuses. The more excuses you make, the more you're gonna think people hate you, the more you're gonna think life is shitty and everything. It's a domino effect, you know? No, actually, matter of fact, it's a snowball effect. Actually, it's both. Okay, another reason why you shouldn't make excuses is you'll be weak, like weak as hell. This could mean physically weak, emotionally weak, or mentally weak. How? Because like when you make these same actions over and over again, you never learn from them actions because you always make excuses because of it. Let me give you an example. So let's say you had a thing for stealing, and of course you wouldn't, but you had a thing for stealing and you actually wanted to get a job. So coming time when you want to get a job, the person doesn't hire you. So now you make an excuse saying, oh, I didn't get a job because the person doesn't like me, this and that. Then you go for another job, the other person doesn't like you because you steal, but you think differently. So instead of identifying the issues that you have, you become more weak-minded. Let's do physically, for example. Let's say you want to go to the gym, but you can't go to the gym some days because it's raining, or I don't know, you don't got gas, and you always make an excuse like, oh man, I can't go to the gym because of this, I can't go to. No, you don't want to go to the gym, that's why. But really, you can go to the gym because you can do it at home. So in that weak-minded area in your brain, you're affecting your physical mind, or not your physical mind, your physical body by not working it out. So you become physically and mentally weak. And listen, I know you don't want to be weak, so like, come on, just like get up and work out. Work out, man up. And another reason why you should never make it, well, another reason why I personally think you should never make excuses is because you should not make an excuse to not follow an advice guide, because like, think about it. You've been watching this video all the way to here, like, and you're basically making an excuse not to subscribe to an advice guide. Like, oh, I don't want to follow an advice guide because this, I don't want to follow, like, come on now. Like, be one of the early birds, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Follow that advice guy. And another one is you'll just give minimum effort, like bad effort. Like you'll give half-ass effort, like not good effort at all. Why do I say that? Because when you make excuses, you'll have that mindset, oh, you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna be able to do this and that. Like you're gonna have that mindset if you make excuses to things. I promise, if you make excuses, you know what I'm talking about. But really, they just don't want to give their full effort because they're either scared to or lazy. Either one of those two. And if you can tell me any otherwise, go ahead and tell me, because now I know who makes excuses now. And did I just hear you wanted to be successful? Well, you have to make up a pretty damn good excuse not to be successful. So I did make a video about that. If you want to be successful, you might as well go ahead and click it right here. I'm just saying, like, you want to be successful, who doesn't want to be successful? So let's learn about some successful traits that successful people always do. Like, come on now. We all want to be successful. It's like, if you don't, come on now. Like, you want money. I mean, we all want money. Like, you need to have money to survive. I mean, you don't want to be successful? I mean, okay, that's fine. But, like, still subscribe, you know. Right. Let's get to the bloopers. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye. And I just, well, it's burped. And one of the biggest excuses to make is to not subscribe to Advice Guy. And also look at this new, oh, wait. Then you maybe should take the mind, oh, wow. For example, let's say fuck. For example, let's say like, all right, let's do it. Working out, for example. Let's say you're like always working out and like, oh well, I don't like doing this for people. So even little mistakes, just learn from it. Don't make excuses. Don't even try to. I love birds, but like they're pissing me off right now. Learn.